Hey, what's up and welcome everyone to another Warzone video, and today we finally no longer have to guess about what's coming in Season 5. We have the official Season 5 roadmap. So we have the trailer, now we have the roadmap. Later on, we're going to have the patch notes, which will give us a little fine-tuning details of what's changed in the game. If you're interested in anything Season 5, whether it's checking out Train Station first, checking out Stadium first, or seeing the new guns max level first, make sure to subscribe to this channel with the notifications on, because I'm going to get it to you first with no BS as fast as I possibly can. Before we get on to today's video, I want to remind you all that I am doing a Season 5 Battle Pass giveaway. That's 5 of the regular Season 5 Battle Passes and 5 of the Season 5 Battle Pass plus the tier skips. And basically, I can't give it to you in-game, so I'm just going to PayPal you money. So if you're interested, check it out in the pinned comment, the link in the pinned comment, or check out the link in the description. But without any further ado, let's get into it. So for this one, this might actually be a great video for you to either watch on, 1.25 times speed, or just plug in your headphones and just kind of do it as you go about your daily life. I'm going to read through this. Hopefully you enjoy my voice. And we're going to talk about everything because it is a long article, but I'm going to try to breeze through it as quick as I can. I'm not going to hypothesize, and I'm going to give it to you straight. So it says, where are you dropping? New destinations in Warzone and 4 combat-rich multiplayer maps headline Season 5 of Modern Warfare. Get ready for an overloaded season of complimentary content with the biggest Warzone map additions ever seen. 4 multiplayer maps, new operators, and a comprehensive battle pass system brimming with content, including 2 free weapons and other goods available to unlock. As the chaos intensifies across Verdansk and the Armistice Alliance becomes strained beyond its breaking point, a new force descends into the conflict. Shadow Company makes an explosively memorable entrance into the Modern Warfare, dropping in with style to make a statement and bolster the allegiance, despite the company's fire team seemingly operating independently under their own set of rules. Now, if you remember, like we talked about in our last video, the Shadow Company is the same group that was operated under the control of General Shepard in the OG Modern Warfares. These dudes are badass. They do things on their own terms, and they do not play around. They're extremely loyal to General Shepard, so there might be some cool lore that we see explored with these guys in the Warzone. So it says, welcome to Season 5 of Modern Warfare. Developer Infinity Ward is stacking this update as the Warzone map will get its PlayStation expansion via the stadium opening its doors, as well as train station interior and a colossal, continuously moving freight train to claim as your mobile base of operations. But that's not all. Experience 4 new multiplayer maps at launch, a new ground war experience, 2 6v6 maps, and a gunfight map primed for frenetic combat. Naturally, this massive content is backed up by a new game mode for both multiplayer and Warzone, as well as a robust battle pass system, including a host of content for you to earn for free. So it's going to talk about all of this later on throughout the video, so we're going to cover it all right now. We've got new maps, Ground War, Verdansk International Airport, Gunfight Livestock. We've seen both of those. New multiplayer maps at launch. We've got the Petrov oil rig and the Suldal harbor. Both of those were teased in the trailer. Warzone. We see that stadium opens up. We've got a new train and a new train station interior. So a lot of stuff going on here. And then my favorite, the exterior ascenders. So they have these across all of the map. Typically, there was only 1 point of entry for building campers. Do I think it's going to change much because they're just going to put claymores right on the other side of that? I don't know. We'll have to see. But it is nice that you have more than one way up some of these high grounds. New operator Lurch, the main guy that they've been previewing. Search and Destroy, Double Down. I'm sure we'll learn more about it later. The AN-94 and the ISO, so a new assault rifle and SMG. I'm going to get those max level ASAP, let you know how they are. And then Warzone updates. A little worried about this. So they have Mini Royale, which is a really amazing mode we're going to learn more about later. It's kind of one of those, if you're not full committed to a full game, you can just kind of jump in there and frag out for about 5 minutes. Juggernaut drops. Not sure how I feel about this one. If I'm in the middle of a heater game and I have to get into a 10-minute, gunfight with a Juggernaut and it slows down my game, I'd be a little upset. We're going to see how they work it in. And then Mastery Challenges. I'm really excited about this because with Mastery Challenges beforehand, they were really excessive when it came to multiplayer. You had to get hundreds, if not thousands of kills to max out a gun. I want to max out my HDR with a Warzone specific kill. So that's exciting. Later on in the season, we're going to have bare bones, ground war reinforcement, a mid-season event. Exciting. New operator, Warzone updates. They're going to add a new mode called Kingslayer, which hopefully would be sick. Maybe the top fragging team gets a crown put on their head. That's kind of what I'm guessing. A new weapon that's classified, dual Kadachis, which I'm guessing will be similar to the riot sticks, and even more. So here's a rundown of what's going on, kind of a little bit more in detail than what we got right there. It says Warzone content, Verdansk opens up. So the stadium gets cracked. As you may have gathered by now, the Acropolis Arena, aka Verdansk Stadium, is receiving a multitude of new visitors that the new Shadow Company announced their presence in an explosive roof-based insertion. Time to retool your strategy and rethink your drop plans around this massive superstructure, complete with a pitch surrounded by rows of seating, an additional underground parking structure, a concession stand lobby, as well as multiple other interior concourses and field accesses you can secure and compete to control. This is going to be intense. If you remember, like Tilted Towers when they added it to Fortnite, I have a feeling this is going to be that. There's multiple levels, all sorts of places you can traverse inside, outside, around the perimeter, and now there's stuff below, which I wasn't even tracking. So this is going to be a hot drop for weeks to come. Get ready for it. This may replace Superstore, which is crazy to think about. Next up, the train station is lit up. The stadium isn't the only large-scale location getting interior access. The ornate and imposing Verdansk train stadium is also open for operators. The station building features a number of inside locations to explore, all linked to a main ticket hall and platforms. This significantly changes the overall look, feel, and tactical outlook in this area of the Warzone map. This will be exciting. I felt like there was some allusions back to the Black Ops 2 terminal, but it looks like they're building it to all be their own. I'm just worried a little bit about the campers inside of these really complex interior buildings. It won't be as bad as downtown with people camping individual doorways, I'm hoping. I personally like interior combat. You can fly around corners, except when you're playing it, not cracked out of your mind, because if you just kind of like lounge through these areas, you're going to get slapped. All right, so the next one we got is a freight train on track for epic confrontations. A halting freight train is on a path of destruction, and it's up to you and your fellow operators to use this locomotive behemoth to your tactical advantage. The train rolls through one of the main arterial road tracks that circumnavigates the southwestern part of Verdansk in a large loop. Wow, that was a sentence. It can be a source of protection, an epicenter of firefights, and even offer some exceptional takedown potential if your team claims the train for themselves and guards it with additional vehicles and heavy weaponry. Now we've got trains on the back. We have tanks on the back of the train. I really hope that isn't an option where you can go around Verdansk in a tank. When it says guarded with additional vehicles, that worries me. I knew they have the shield turret attached to it, but I'm really hoping there is not a way to get a tank unless it's a limited time mode. Next up, we have going up in the world exterior ascension. Need to take down that troublesome sniper? During the past navigations through multi-floor buildings, interiors, usually located in downtown, you may have been clamped onto a vertical zip inside an elevator shaft to gain quicker access to rooftop structures. Now you can expect additional and strategically positioned exterior ascenders dotted throughout Verdansk. These will primarily be attached to the exterior of taller buildings, enabling you to gain a tactical and height advantage from a different angle and with a little bit more haste than before. See, I'm super excited about this. Like I said, there are plenty of buildings beforehand that you would have to get on only with a helicopter. It looks like they fixed most of those. So we can see that we can get up a stadium now with the exterior ascenders. We saw that in the trailer. Looks like they've got them all across downtown. I'm hoping they have some at Airport Roof. There is one addition that I think I've seen changed over at Airport Parking Garage that we'll point out later here in this video. So, modes, weapon changes, and more updates to Warzone Mini Royale. This one seems super cool. This one condenses the craziest parts of the main Battle Royale mode into a faster-paced chunk of chaotic and almost constant combat. Mini Royale lowers the number of operators sent into Verdansk, but quickens the BR experience. Only the first and last 5 minutes of normal BR exist, meaning rapid deployment, constant movement, and high kill strategies are set to yield victories that are both short and sweet. So I think this will be a nice change of pace. If you're kind of getting a little burnt out and you hate the feeling of finally getting your loot and then dying and then having to go back to the lobby and reset things, this seems like it might be a little bit quicker of a pace. Maybe a great warm-up mode for you, or maybe a great mode to end the night off on. Weapon rotation. This weaponry you discover lying on the ground or in supply crates have been meticulously updated to provide potentially new pre-loadout weapons tactics for your squads. Expect 8 common, 13 uncommon, 15 rare, 19 epic, and 25 legendary variants to find throughout Verdansk. That's a lot. I feel like in the past they did not have anywhere near 25 legendary, so it seems like they're trying to buff the ground loot potentials on the game, which is really exciting, because beforehand, ground loot's been getting a little bit better throughout the seasons as they've been progressing, but you're usually at a pretty big disadvantage when you don't have ground loot. or you don't have your loadout drop. Next up, War Tracks. Okay, I'm actually pretty excited about this one. This one's going to be pretty sick. It says, jam out to some sweet Modern Warfare tunes while cruising through Verdansk with War Tracks, available in the Battle Pass. Get 3 unique songs, including a pulse-pounding sepulcher to amp up your Warzone experience. 1 track specific to a vehicle in the customization menu, like the horns. Then as soon as you hop in, the music gets turned up. Your entire squad can listen to the beat while you drive and let the song guide you to your primary objective, survival. All 3 tracks are instantly unlocked when you purchase the Battle Pass. This is just cool. It kind of reminds me of like some Grand Theft Auto vibes where you're just rolling through, having a good time, bumping some music similar to the Juggernaut music whenever you're, pounding that as you're running through the war zone. I think it's a lot of fun. A nice thing for those of you who don't own the multiplayer, there's free access to a multiplayer extended weekend. That is from August 7th, 10 a.m. to August 12th at 10 a.m. Battle across 5 multiplayer maps, including the new one, Suldal Harbor and Petrov Oil Rig, both new this season. The playlist will be a mosh pit featuring deathmatch and objective modes, giving the opportunity for various engagements and tactical play, and also a great way for you to level up your brand new weapons. Modern Warfare content, new free maps, modes, and more. 4 free multiplayer maps in new environments. If you own the full version of Modern Warfare, we've upped the map content accordingly. Expect your play of 4 new maps in Season 5. These are all set to deliver brand new destinations and test your skills in all major modes, from gunfight to ground war. So they've got 2 multiplayer maps, ground war, and gunfight. Those are your 4 maps. They've got livestock, which you might be familiar with if you've played any of Warzone in the farmland area. That looks like it's where it's getting from. It says, don't let this bucolic pastor... What? Google Translate. I don't even know. Don't let this pastoral farm environment fool you. This is a setting for some of the fastest and deliriously frenetic gunfight battles yet to see in Modern Warfare. Okay, whoever wrote this is either a genius or they're just taking a word and keep pressing right-click synonym until they find something confusing, because they're making my life heck. A rural compound set at the center barn structure. Operators can use hay bales and agricultural equipment to scatter around the map as cover. A deceptively simple layout. You'll discover a honeycomb of flank routes that take you in and around the barn, designed primarily for quick close quarters combat. Words. I love gunfight. Gunfight's one of my favorite modes in the game. It was pretty much all I would play before Warzone came out. It was ground war and gunfight. So it's nice to see more maps added to it. It's a great late night grind with your friends. If you have not played gunfight before and you're stressed, burnt out, trying to try something else other than Warzone, this is something to try out, especially with new maps in the loop. Next up, we have Petrov Oil Rig. Once again, this is another 6v6 map. Prepare for a large 6v6 gun battles aboard a sprawling operational oil rig in the frigid waters of a classified ocean location well away from the usual Modern Warfare locales. Recently abandoned due to the ongoing hostilities between the Coalition and Legion's forces, the rig is surrounded by deep, murky water, cargo ships, a docked submarine, other oil rigs, and distant glaciers. This new map is divided into 5 distinct regions, with players starting on opposite ends of the rig, either at a lifeboat muster station or a helicopter landing pads. Other areas are able to explore, including a central bridge, interior cafeteria, oil storage, and the massive rig drill itself. Expect to engage in mid-range combat with a fewer longer sightlines that give marksmen or sniper rifles potential counterplay opportunities against their CQB and mid-distance counterparts. This sounds really nice. It seems like it's going to be a larger 6v6 map. Some of them have been pretty cramped for me in the past, and I just have some nostalgia trip going through this map. So it should be a fun one. Hopefully it's not so big that it's tough to track down enemies and it gets pretty campy, because that's my main issue with multiplayer. But we'll find out. Next up, Suldal Harbor multiplayer. Longtime veterans and map fanatics will recognize this map from the franchise's first ever multiplayer experiences, while others will be introduced to this classic map for the first time here in Season 5. Set in a Middle Eastern harbor, this medium-sized 6v6 multiplayer map has operators weaving through a variety of dockside structures and scenery, including shipping areas, fish markets, and a well-beaten administrative buildings. This harbor is located within a large port that boasts a medieval castle perched on a distant bluff, but there is little time for sightseeing. Enter the building interiors within the harbor as you're making your flank or defend an objective, but don't be caught off guard by ignoring your corners. The main flow of the map is dictated by the violence erupting at the choke points between the shipping areas and the ship market locations. This means that those operators bringing shotguns, SMGs, or assault rifles to the harbor are likely to have an easier time outflanking their opponents, with longer range weaponry being more advantageous in a few key areas around the map. Need to hold one of those tight choke points and stop a foe from reaching their objective? You might want to pack a long range assault rifle, sniper, assault marksman with optional extended mags or an LMG. This is kind of nice. You really haven't seen, at least in my opinion, in some of the multiplayer maps, see too much of these long-range lanes. Me personally, I'm a sniper. I like to see more of that. But it might make some of your run-and gunners a little bit more upset because you're probably going to run into some campers. Curious to see how it plays out. Looks like it's a pretty open map. Should be fun. Me personally, being a Warzone player, I'll give it a try, but then I'll go do my other stuff. All right. Does anyone notice what I see here? Okay. Yeah, it's ground war. Verdansk International Airport. Something key in this photo that I think is life-changing for us Warzone players. This right here. I think this ramp, which is not here right now, leads up to the shattered side of the airport parking garage, where you can run up and get all the way up to the roof. And of course, they're probably going to have exterior ascenders. I hope so. But if not, at the very least, we have one more way to get up there, which beforehand was only accessible via helicopters. Now for the ground war, it says, for those favoring large-scale combat, prepare to see Verdansk International Airport in a whole new light. Previously only accepting rivals in Warzone, this ground war map takes place in and around the airport. The zone encompasses the airport interior, parking garage, the adjacent apartment complex, and subway entrance, as well as the hangars along the eastern edge of the map. No matter your play style, there's a place for you to gain a tactical advantage. If you favor running and gunning or close quarters combat, explore the battle across the airport itself, from the multi-floor mezzanine to the maintenance quarters and baggage claim carousel. Or head to the parking lot garage and take up a raised or hidden position within the burned out vehicle wreckage. Consider taking up refuge inside of one of the main building interiors and go to work. Favor more long-range sniping? Then stay on the rooftops, particularly on the apartment complex tenement of the buildings. Also expect emergent squads and gunplay moments to be created throughout the many exterior spaces and between capture points, amplified once your team utilizes the tanks or APCs on offer here. I kind of cringe at tanks and APCs, but I feel like they're a little bit more balanced than they were at launch. In Modern Warfare, they were pretty dang overpowered. But if you're looking to get your Damascus leveled up, expect a lot more activity in ground war maps than usual. So when you're having to take out vehicles, having to take out kill streaks, ground war's the place to be. And finally, it says even more content, multiplayer modes, and missions. Season 5 is also set to deliver new game modes as well as playlists, mosh pits, and other additional updates during the season. Expect content includes Bare Bones, Search and Destroy, Double Down, and Season 5 missions and challenges. I'm not going to read through all of these. Probably the only one that you're really used or that's new to us is Double Down for Search and Destroy. It says this variant game mode features elements from the classic Search and Destroy where one team must plant a demolition charge on an enemy weapons cache. Expect this time the stakes are higher as it's 12v12, not the usual 6v6. Expect tactics and chaos. So it's not going to be your typical sweaty, CDL style Search and Destroy, but it looks like there are going to be multiple bomb sites, which could be a pretty fun change-up. Of course, there are going to be new weapons and challenges that you have to go through to fully level up your Season 5 experience, similar to all other ones, getting all your ribbons, etc. That's really not for me. I'm not a completionist. And now getting on to the Battle Pass, what I'm personally excited for and what you should be excited for with the Battle Pass giveaway. It says, ready to receive 2 free weapons and more complimentary content. The Season 5 Battle Pass system enables you to obtain new weapons, the ISO SMG, Tier 15, and the AN-94, Tier 31, that all players in Modern Warfare, including Warzone, can earn for free just by playing the game. Additionally, players can earn the additional content, including emblems, stickers, calling cards, charms, vehicle skin, compass watch, and additional Call of Duty points, and not to mention a number of free blueprints, 1 LMG, 1 sniper, 1 marksman rifle, and assault rifle blueprint, respectively. All of these items are across 20 tiers of free content available to be earned in the Battle Pass system just by playing. Weapon inspection. Get ready for a whole slew of new thumbnails of everyone, no longer doing the reload animation. You can now have new weapon inspections, which is super exciting for us content creators. Or if you deck out your gun with just the perfect sticker and camo, you can now formally inspect it. Players can now earn new weapons to utilize during the course of Season 5. 2 are available within the Battle Pass. The ISO SMG. We were talking about it in the trailer. It looks like a very small SMG. I'm wondering if it'll be a super fast movement speed gun like the MP5. I hope it is. I love these fast movement speed SMGs where I can just book across the map. A precision crafted 9mm submachine gun with a rapid rate of fire. Lightweight, reliable, and compact. This is designed to control the battlefield at close ranges. I'm curious to see how this will differ from something like the Vector, which is also a lightweight, high fire rate. But the Vector hasn't quite made its way into the meta, so typically at least one of the guns are pretty overpowered and make their way into the meta. So like when the Ram was added, pretty dang powerful. The Grau, pretty dang powerful. The AMAX didn't quite make it, or the Fennec, but hopefully we get something new and exciting to bring to the Warzone. And I think it's going to be this, the AN-94 assault rifle, a cutting-edge 545 by 39mm Russian assault rifle with a unique hyperburst feature. The initial shot of a full auto volley is followed up by an instantaneous second round before significant recoil is felt. This creates a tightly grouped cluster of shots with an increased damage potential. This mechanism is fed by a canted magazine and reciprocating receiver, which helps control the recoil. I'm excited about this. One, because it mentions controlling the recoil. If you know the AK-47, it is ridiculous how bad the recoil is, but it looks like the AN-94 might be the solution to that. So the AN-94, I'm hoping will hit like a truck, similar to how the AMAX does, even with a little bit better recoil control. We'll have to see. I'm not so sure about the hyperburst feature. So an initial shot of a full auto volley is followed up by an instantaneous second round before a significant recoil is felt. Interesting. This creates a tightly grouped cluster of shots with increased damage potential. We're going to check this out when I fully level up this gun, so if you're interested in seeing what the heck this looks like, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Boys, we are booking it through. I'm reading as fast as I can, but this looks like it's a fat update. And this guy isn't helping me with all the crazy words he's saying. Okay. So, we know the drill. It's 1,300 COD points to update it. It's probably going to be 2,400 if you want to get the Battle Pass plus tier skips. Giveaway in the pinned comment. Battle Pass instant unlocks the second right when you get into. You get the Lurch Shadow Company, the guy featured in the trailer. Lurch's initial look, the operator skin, the Behemoth becomes an increasingly tactical with the Gargantua and Colossus variants earned by completing his operator missions. Lurch is a Shadow Company leader from the former MARSOC member who received a general discharge under honorable conditions. Barely. Thrives in the private sector where he operates under his own terms. War tracks like we talked about earlier with the music. Rodion, who's one of my favorite operators, also shows his alliance to Shadow Company with the Archangel skin and mission. XP boost the second you buy the Battle Pass, which is awesome for the new season. And Battle Pass vehicle highlights. Expect a dark and brooding look to many of the Battle Pass items in keeping with the arrival of Shadow Company. These include a variety of vehicle skins like the Tarash ATV, the Siege Tower cargo truck. Continue your matte black vehicle collection with the Night Ranger SUV skin. Check out all the vehicle skins in the Battle Pass system, and we'll review that together here on YouTube. All right, so for the rest of this video, they're kind of explaining a lot of things in detail that we can really just breeze over. So I'm going to book through this as fast as possible, so I'm not just sitting here reading. A lot of that stuff earlier was essential, and it's really exciting for Season 5. The rest of this is just kind of like, eh. If you want to pause the video and read it in specific, you can, but for me, it's not too important. So we've obviously got a whole bunch of new Battle Pass operator skins we should expect. We have a whole bunch of new Battle Pass blueprint weapons. We'll review that together in the video. Tier 100 we can talk about, but it's the Rook skin for Rose as well as the Veil skin for vehicles. Shoot for the company's might negative tracer rounds for the assault rifle Lima and fill in your foes with the fear as well as those projectiles. The negative tracer rounds, I'm wondering if that's blacked out. That could be pretty sick. I just wish tracer rounds went to every gun, not just one. Once again, you can buy the Battle Pass or buy the Battle Pass bundle, which is what I'm doing the giveaway for, 2,400 COD points. You have a whole bunch of new operators as well, and more operators being available throughout the season. So you have Velikan, Mort, a Coalition, and Allegiance. And then, of course, if you remember, and a lot of people actually don't know about it, trials are some of the best way to level up in Modern Warfare. So what you can do is trials are the things where you have to get X amount of kills or X amount of accuracy in these little solo trials. Best thing to do is get a multiplayer or a battle pass or a XP. Either get double XP or double battle pass or double weapon, whatever you're doing. Equip those tokens before you go in, and that's going to give you extreme XP, because completing one of these gives you like 10,000 XP or something, and then you double it on top of it. Great way. So there are 8 new ones of those. Little download size update for you guys. Season 5 download update for PlayStation is 33.9. Xbox is 49.8, and PC is 54.2 for Modern Warfare owners. Thick. Once the new season content has been integrated into your game and provided you had an update to your console prior to Season 5, Modern Warfare will have a decrease in overall footprint on the console. So it may seem like you're adding a lot to the game, but what they've actually been doing, they had an announcement about this in the past, is they are basically overriding some of the previous files that weren't as efficient. So they're compressing your previous files, but they have to download and replace them first. So it may seem like you're downloading more, but even after the update, it's going to have a reduced footprint. You just gotta pay for it first. And then finally, they got to make the push. If you want to upgrade to the full experience, you can buy Modern Warfare if you want. Some of the details are here. Me personally, this is the best way for upgrading weapons, getting your weapons unlocked, getting gold, platinum, Damascus. If you're interested in that, this is the best way to do it. I don't know of anyone who's fully Damascus or even golded a single gun playing Warzone. But if you have, good for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a long video. There's a lot to break down here. I tried to make the end of it a lot faster because it probably would have taken me another 10 minutes just to read through every single thing they passed on right here. But if you're enjoying this type of content, if you're excited for Season 5, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you made it all the way to the very end of this video, shoot, you're a goat, man. This was a lot to digest. There's so much here. Just give me a dilly down in the comments if you made it to the end. Once again, if you're excited for the Battle Pass giveaway, make sure to hit the link in the description of the pinned comment, and I will catch you all in future videos talking about future patch notes and, of course, the new weapons, locales, etc. Catch you on the next one. Peace.